Episode 7. We are here. Ho, 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 y'all.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of ho 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 on your hat there.
That's right.
I don't know if that sounded right, but yeah, ho ho ho, fa la 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 la.
Tis
Welcome,
the
welcome to us getting into the Christmas spirit.
That's
We've got some
right.
fun things to talk about. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but now that we're getting a little closer to Christmas, how are you feeling about like shopping and stuff being done?
Oh, it is. I think we're done with the girls. So that's
Oh, okay.
a big thing right there. So we got all of their shopping done.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple little odd end things to get here and there for
Okay.
some family. But other than that, yeah, we're just waiting for
Yeah.
the day. How about y'all?
I mean, it's early on in December and you're already done. That's amazing
Yeah,
because it's the kids' gifts that you got to take care of like early, right?
right. Yeah, and I take the credit for that, but it was all Michelle. She's been buying them like all year long and just hiding it in the closet. So I don't even.
Yeah.
It's like a surprise when it's Christmas for me. Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
Why does this T-shirt say "Summer Tour of 2024" on it? Got a discount in the summer.
Now, Michelle's mom was the worst at that. Like she'll buy stuff like all year long and hide it and then forget about it. And then like 6 years later, it just shows up.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
awesome.
you get like an Alabama championship from like 2001 or something. I don't know when they won their championships, but
2009 was the start to the Saban the championship era. But
I shouldn't have started you up on that already. That was my fault, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize ahead of time. I let Billy start talking about Alabama because I brought it up first.
I was gonna be good, but
what about shopping for like you and Michelle? I know you talked about this before once about her shopping and stuff.
She doesn't like gifts. That's not her love language. She would prefer to buy things when she wants them. And so, you know, she'll send me a thing every once in a while and be like, I want this. And so I'll just go ahead and just order it right when she sends it. And now I'm the worst at waiting for presents to give. Like, as soon as it comes in, I'm like, it came in. You want? I'm terrible.
Would you like it now?
Yeah. You want it now? Huh? No, it's the worst. But yeah. So we just kind of do that.
So what about you? You don't get gifts from each other on Christmas?
No, we're doing cruises. Like we're doing vacations. Like we're like a lot of our, we'd rather go on vacation and stuff like that. And so like, we have a cruise coming up in February. And so that's going to be like our Christmas to each other, I guess. So it's what we enjoy. And then we'll get a little odd in things here and there. So
I was going to say, you have to have something to unwrap on Christmas morning. Maybe not a lot.
I got this nice new microphone as well. So, but I had to break it out because I wanted to, use it for the actual podcast. So
it kind of looks similar to the microphone I'm using.
I know, right?
I feel like you're.
And so
me.
I don't. As long as it took to set this all up, I'm not going to wrap it. I might just put a bow on it on Christmas Day and just come in and be like, "Oh, Santa, thank you."
Hand a candy cane from it.
Exactly.
I think you should add some garland to it for the next episode, so it looks like Christmassy in here.
You know what? I like that. Get some lights on there or something. Yeah.
So there we go. I think we should spice it up for that. Shopping for me, I think the kids are most done, but again, Leslie does pretty much 99% of the shopping.
Right.
I always feel like I'm not part of it, even though like I shop all the time, but like on Christmas, sometimes the kids open things, so I'm like, oh, that was amazing. Hey, Leslie, did a great job, wink. Or we'll talk about stuff and she just goes ahead and buys it or whatever. But yeah, her office upstairs is starting to fill up with boxes, and we actually had to start separating our Amazon accounts like 3-4 years ago because we'd all use the same Amazon account.
And you know what they're getting. Yeah.
There's no surprise because even if you're not trying to look, like it's like pop up
orders
or you get the email. So we kind of had to separate that. That way there's some privacy on gifts, and also during the year that Leslie doesn't see everything I buy on Amazon. So it's also a win that way. Oh, now she knows. I said it on the microphone.
You said it. She listens. Bill, she's one of our listeners.
Bill, you're going to have to edit that out. He's like, not a chance.
That's gold right there, baby.
That's It's called sabotage, Billy.
Listen, all y'all, it's sabotage. Sorry,
Oh,
little
now
Beastie
we're gonna start
Boys for
singing.
y'all.
Hey, that's how you start off the festive time of year with Beastie
That's
Boys.
right. Getting
Um,
excited.
Tree is up. Christmas tree is up. Lights are out
Mhm.
outside. Inflatables, I think, broke last night because there was like a crazy windstorm that blew through, and they looked like they
Oh,
might be dead. So,
oh no.
uh, yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I'm not ready to go outside and brave the weather and have that emotional breakdown I might have after setting everything up and securing it.
Oh yeah. We yeah, we don't have any decorations on outside. We're Scrooge outside, but one of our neighbors down the road, down
Yeah.
the street right here, she goes all out. I mean, it is beautiful. Like she does such a great job with every holiday. It doesn't matter what it is, but the
Oh,
girls
okay.
love to go walk down there and just look at our house. And then, we have that one neighborhood in town that everybody goes like it's the one that
Yeah.
everybody goes trick or treating at.
Yeah.
It's and so we'll go drive around. We'll get some hot chocolate and lids and everything. But we'll go drive around, look at Christmas lights and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. That's always a fun. It's always a fun adventure. We love and enjoy that. But yeah, that's a
Well, let me add something to that. We also used to do the same thing. We'd stop by, get hot chocolate, and then we'd go drive around. What we did for a couple years was you can get these offline. They're awards for like the best lights, best decorations, whatever. And you
yes.
just fill it out your name and we put it in people's mailboxes. So when they'd open it up whenever, they'd see that someone came through, really appreciated their lights, and we voted on it.
Hey, that's a federal offense right there.
Yeah. Are you sabotaging me again?
Just kidding. I love that idea though. I love it.
So
I love
I
it.
think your girls are the perfect age for something like that. I think they'd really get into it.
They would, you know what? We're gonna do that. They would
Yeah.
go all out for that. Like Chloe I'll tell her about that, and I kid you not, she'll be like, "I'm making things right now." She loves like art, and so
She's
she'll
gonna
be
get all in
making
on
like
it.
certificates and yeah, she'll be all over that. We're
So
doing that.
here's
Yeah,
my advice for that though. Make sure you have one of each for each kid. When we did it,
absolutely.
we only had like one best house for the
Oh,
entire car, and that was a bad move.
that's a rookie
Um,
mistake right there.
it was absolutely. I didn't have any nice, kind gentlemen like myself to tell me, give
Exactly.
me advice on how to handle this. Plus, our kids were a little bit older, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. But
Okay. But
but I would
now with an 8 and a
say,
5-year-old, oh my gosh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they're gonna be fighting over like what the best house is, creative differences, politics.
You know what? And what we'll do is we'll do that, and we'll make a TikTok about it. So
Oh, I love that.
be look out for social media. We're gonna do that. It's
All
going
right,
down
it's going down. Is it going down for real or is it just going down
for real. Yep, it's
for
going
real?
down for real. Do, 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 do.
Well, the holidays, Billy, are full of fun, and we have
That
so much
is
to talk about today. So, what do you think?
absolutely. I think it's time. What do you think?
Let's do this. Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, weird or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress. Cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. Information prone to UFOs will take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud. Welcome to the madness.
Well, welcome to the show today, everybody. We're so excited to have you here with us for another amazing episode of All the Everything podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by the man who puts the ho 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 in my life, Billy Parchment.
Oh, I love it.
That's right. You're not just one ho, you're a ho ho
All
ho.
three times.
Three times over or
Yeah, that's right.
removed, or I don't know.
Or yeah. I love it. I love it.
Oh gosh. But again, thanks for joining us for another episode. We've been loving doing these, guys. I hope you guys are starting to enjoy them. Please share these with any of your friends, even if they're not your friends, maybe a high school acquaintance. Just share the podcast with them, right, Billy?
Sure. Yeah. We love to see when that little ticker goes up that somebody's listening. It makes our hearts feel
Mm-hmm.
happy. And we would love that to be your Christmas present to us,
Oh
you
yeah,
know? So
absolutely.
just hit that
So
download button.
It means a lot. It tells our wives that we're not wasting our time here in the basement talking to each other. Isn't that right, Billy?
That is right. We need to impress the ladies, so come on, hit that
The
download
investment
button.
in any kind of thing we have, it's for real. So
It is, yeah.
well, we talked about it kind of in the beginning. This is the holiday season we're in.
It is.
And we want to talk to you about like all things Christmas, but there's so much Christmas that we couldn't just put it in one episode, right, Billy?
That's right. We're bringing the magic. So, welcome to part 1.
And today in part 1, I don't know. We're both laughing like idiots right now. Anyhow, we're just having a good time with the holiday spirit.
That's right.
Spirits. We're completely drunk. Not really. Anyhow, for today, for part 1, we're going to be giving you Christmas movies, some of our top 3, even though there are a lot of amazing Christmas movies out there.
Absolutely.
And then we're also going to share what, Billy?
We're going to talk about some of the top Christmas presents of all time.
All right. We're bringing the presents.
We're bringing the toys, y'all.
Oh, and there's a lot of discussion with that as well. But if you're excited and you're wondering what could they possibly cover next week, we're just going to tell you right now. We're covering all things Christmas next week. Everything else that we didn't talk about today is going to be jam-packed in a fun holiday episode for you guys. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really good one. But we need to get into this one right now. People have been waiting. They're ready. They're ready.
They're ready. So, they are ready.
We're going to kick it off with Christmas movies.
That's right. Our top 3.
Our top 3. And so what we did is we ranked them from 3, 2, and 1, as you would do a top 3. And I'm going to kick it off with my man, Billy Parchman. So, Billy, what do you got for us?
All right. We're taking it back to 1996, y'all. With one of the greatest action stars of all time. Get in the chopper!
I don't know who that is.
That would be one Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governator, as they say. And we're taking it to, we're going to find that Turbo Man, y'all. Jingle all the way.
All the way.
All the way. Starring Arnold and Sinbad. Oh, man, it is a classic. That is like, I mean, I was 13 when that came out. So that was a super fun movie. I still remember going to the actual theater and seeing this and just the fun shenanigans and that last minute shopping where he's trying to go after that most popular toy.
Yep.
And then Sinbad is the mailman that also needs that toy, but shenanigans
you got
pursue. Lots of drama.
Lots of fighting.
Yes. And so,
would you ever go that crazy over getting a toy for one of your kids?
Thankfully, I haven't had to.
Wait a minute. You have a look of shame on your face right now for the people listening.
No.
Like you've done this.
No, I thankfully haven't. Like, they haven't had anything that they're like, I have got to have, like.
Yeah.
But I know that day is coming. And so.
We're going to have to sell your soul.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I know that's coming. I know that's in my future, but thankfully I didn't have to drop an elbow on anybody trying to get the toys.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but like you said, that day could be coming.
That day is probably near, and I'm not looking forward
prepare
to it.
yourself for that side of you to come out that you didn't expect.
Exactly.
No,
have you? Have you had to throw elbows?
So I don't remember this, but this wasn't for a toy. It was like I think it was one of the times we talked about this last week for Thanksgiving shopping, Black Friday stuff when people used to run in and like grab stuff. They said that I ran in, I put my hand on a pallet of because they had huge pallets in the middle of the aisles of things that were selling. And I think everything else cool was taken. So I think I put my hand on a pallet for like a plug-in, electric griddle. Because it was like $8 or something. I don't know. Like nothing great, right? But I still don't recall that moment, but they say I was crazy and I ran for the pallet. I had to get my hand on it. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Nothing great. But Jingle All the Way is a good classic Christmas movie. I think it gets overlooked, actually, when you start planning out Christmas movies to watch with your family and stuff. I think that one kind of just is off to the side a little bit.
I don't think the girls have ever ever watched it. I think we need to put that on the docket and see if they like it. I don't know. It's kind of boyish, because Turbo Man and stuff like that.
I
But
think
it's a
they would
fun
get
movie.
into
I
the
think they like it.
shenanigans, as you said.
Yeah. Did you know that when they were filming it, they filmed it in the Twin Cities, and there
Okay.
was a major, major blizzard when it was being filmed, and so
Oh,
they had to film it in the middle of this huge blizzard. It was crazy. Yeah,
so the
just a little
snow was
fun.
real that we were seeing
Snow
then.
was real, yep, and
Okay.
they had to move it, and it was Phil Hartman's last movie that came out when he was alive. An SNL legend. Phil
I
Hartman
love
was in that
him.
movie. Yeah, he was hilarious. But yeah, that was his last movie. And then I don't know if you realize this, but for all my Star Wars fans out there,
Okay.
the little boy in the movie was Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. That was him.
Oh, I
Yeah,
have no idea about that.
I
That's a
know.
great connection. I love it. Always bringing Star Wars back into everybody's life, even though they
Yeah.
may not want it. I had no idea. Good. That's a good little
Little
surprise,
Easter egg
little
for you.
Easter egg. Oh,
Yeah.
Jinx, buy me a soda. Okay. Anything else about Jingle All the Way?
I think
Any more fun facts?
I think you should just go watch it. It is a cult classic. It didn't do too well at the box office, but afterwards, man, took off
On replay, yeah.
on replay. Yeah.
On replay. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going with my number 3 movie, which is
Okay. What's that?
The Santa Claus.
Yes.
I mean, arguably, this could be a lot of people's number 1, right? For sure.
That one is a classic. I mean, and it's a play on words because the clause is
Yeah.
like a legal clause.
With the E on the end, right?
That's right.
So The Santa Claus came out in 1994, starring our main man, who?
Tim Allen, one of my
Tim
favorites.
Allen. Yes, huge. He was very popular because I think that was prior to.
That was in the height of. That was in the
Toy Story
height of. Oh, Toy Story was right before Toy Story, but like in the home improvement time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was right in the hype of that with the JTT.
Yeah,
little, all that. But yeah.
So, but I think didn't Toy Story come out in 95?
95. Yep. So that was right before.
All right, so he was riding a wave of popularity from his TV show into this movie, The Santa Claus. Everyone knows the story of the Santa Claus. We've talked about having any kind of spoiler alerts. This movie came out a while ago.
Right.
It's the dad, Scott Calvin. He's played by a cutthroat guy who works at a toy company who does marketing and advertising. He never spends enough time with his son. And then on that Christmas Eve, they heard something outside and they go out. And the real Santa Claus falls off the roof. He picks up the suit, reads the card about the Santa Claus, and boom, he's Santa. So
now he's Santa.
Now he is Santa. It said it grossed like 190 million worldwide when it first came out.
Oh man, and
that's huge
in 90s money, especially.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the budget for it wasn't nearly what they spend now.
Oh yeah, for sure. But to get that kind of return on it, I don't have the amount it spent to film it. But anyhow, came out in 94, grossed 190 million. Had a lot of good characters in it. They had the stepdad Neil, who was the psychiatrist, who was very rational about everything. Played by Judge Reinhold.
Judge.
Good old Judge. Really practical, saying there's no such thing as Santa, and so that gets in the kid's head, and it starts fights between them. But one of my favorite things about towards the end of the movie is when Neil is talking about the gift he didn't get growing up, which was the weenie whistle. Do you remember this?
I do.
He said he was 3. He said he was 3 years old, and he asked for a weenie whistle for Christmas and didn't come, and then he gave up on Santa, like at 3 years old.
3 years old.
And then his wife, the child's mom, do you remember what she asked for? It didn't get.
Was it a pretty princess or no? Or was it a doll?
Oh, it was a board game.
It was like a pretty princess game, wasn't it, or something like that?
No, it was called Mystery Date.
That's right. Okay, yeah, I'm way off. Yes. Okay,
it's okay. I just like to see you be wrong, so I can just let you keep going. Tell me more, Billy.
Yeah. Just throw me in a hole there, Tim.
Well, this is all about sabotage, so
that's right.
Anyhow, but yeah, some of the funny scenes, and at the very end, when they realize he's Santa, that little weenie whistle comes floating down from the sky in a little tiny parachute, and then you get mystery date. I just think that's a really funny ending. But it's so good. Do you remember the head elf who helped everybody?
The head elf is I keep wanting to think Lamar, but it's not it, is it? No,
it starts with a B.
Bernard.
Good job.
Bernard. I was close. Yeah, Bernard.
You were Lamar, Bernard. They really rhyme. Roll off the tongue together. Bernard was the head elf who helped his son give him the magic, shaking the snowballs so he could bring back dad anytime he wanted to be with him. But that movie is also full of shenanigans. I mean, Tim Allen's a very physical actor, and he's good acting in that kind of space. And it was the kind of first of its kind. No one had ever done anything like that with a twist on the Santa Claus, right? So it did end up creating some sequels. So the Santa Claus 2, called just the Santa Claus 2, came out in 2002. And then the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause, came out in 2006. And then they actually had one who premiered back in 2022 on Disney Plus.
Right, the series.
That was called The Santa Clauses. So it did spawn a lot of sequels, everything. I can't even think of the word I was trying to go for officially. But sequels to the movie. They weren't as popular as the first one, obviously, but
the first one is just the classic gold standard. And then the second one, they had to find Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
The third one had all, like with Jack Frost with Martin Short, right?
Yes, he was the villain, Jack Frost. And I'll be honest with you, I never saw
I never watched the series. I need to.
The Santa Clauses. Have your kids seen the Santa Claus?
No. I'm slacking on the Christmas movies. I'll tell you what.
And these aren't even bad movies for children, Billy. These are family films.
What it is they get, we've watched The Grinch like 16 times already this year.
The one with Jim Carrey?
No, the classic cartoon.
Yeah.
And then they also like the newer animated one. So we watched that.
Oh, yeah, that one was very popular. I forgot about that.
And then there's a Netflix movie called Klaus, that is a really good one that they love to watch. It's like about the postal
animated
system. It is animated. It's kind of almost like a Gorillaz like music video, kind of that kind of style. Where it's I don't know if you are into that, but it's such a so check it out on Netflix. That one is awesome. But they love those type movies. But I need to bring some of the classics back. Like
I think they'd be hooked on the Santa Claus for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. That one is one of my favorites. Tim Allen reminds me of my dad.
Oh, really?
So he's always had that kind of connection with me. And so
I think he reminds people of a lot of people's dads. He just has that real dad feel about him.
Yeah, he is like the TV dad. Like, you can
absolutely.
Exactly. And so he's a special guy. Robin Williams was the same way too. Like, just reminded me of my dad. But
love Robin Williams.
Now here's a question.
Go.
Okay, Judy, the little elf from the North. I want to know, how does she make her hot chocolate?
I know they never reveal the secret.
That's what I want to know.
She said she's been working on it for what, like 2,000 years or something?
Yeah, like ridiculously long time. And gosh, I would love to have a cup of it.
Well, you know what? We'll see if we can look up Judy's hot chocolate recipe. I bet
it's out there somewhere. I bet you it is.
If we find it, Billy will put it out on our socials so you guys can make it for the holidays. And then we'll have some for our next episode. How's that sound?
That's right. That's our challenge. I need to write that down.
Write it down.
Judy's hot chocolate on the next episode.
Yeah, we just recently watched this. That's why all these facts are like fast in my head.
Fresh in your mind. Yes.
But when I heard her say like she's been working on it for like 2,000 years or something, I'm thinking, what possibly could you have changed that many times over 2,000 years to find maybe they get like the finest chocolate in the world, or maybe the marshmallows are made of, I don't know, pillows of joy.
That's right. Happiness.
But that is my number 3. Billy, we're gonna come back to you.
Okay,
so
My number 2 is actually one. It is a classic.
Oh
That
yeah.
this is also, I didn't say this, but my girls watched this movie a lot as well. So we're bringing it back to 1990 with Kevin McAllister,
Mm,
Home Alone. Oh my goodness, that is such a
it's amazing.
fantastic movie.
Oh, it's
And
awesome.
this,
It's awesome.
and like I was going back and forth, and like, do I want to do Home Alone or Home Alone 2, Lost in New York? I'm like, those both are like nostalgic for me, but I had to bring it to the classic because it's
Yeah,
just,
I
I
can't
mean,
let you do Home Alone 2. I would
oh,
say
you
we're cutting this right now.
no, but I went with the original, but I also love it. I'm just being in New York and just the beauty of the city at Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
That kind of makes it magical. But Home Alone, the original, I mean, that was just a classic when it came out.
Oh, it's still a classic. Like I cannot
Absolutely.
get enough of Home Alone.
Yeah. But here's some fun facts. Did you know
Please.
that it took John Hughes, which,
Mhm.
he directed what movies? Do you know?
Ferris
Two
Bueller's
popular.
Day Is Off,
Yep. Hmm.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Uh-huh. Yep.
He also did, I know a lot of these actually. He was involved actually, one of the things I'm gonna talk about today, but I won't talk about it right now.
Mhm.
Uh, the one I think you know which one I'm talking about,
Uh-huh.
movie I'm gonna talk about.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of he did a lot, but what was the other big one?
You said Ferris, The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, yeah.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, he wrote this movie in 9 days.
Yeah.
9
There's
days he wrote.
there's actually a show on Netflix that talks all about them making Home Alone. I think it's called Creating Christmas or something, and they do a deep
Oh,
dive into all the Christmas movies. Definitely
yes.
go to Netflix and find that show, especially since you love this one.
Mhm.
The things they show and things they had to do, it was nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. That one is fantastic. A couple other little fun facts about this movie.
Mhm.
Um, their budget was $18 million, and it grossed over $476 million worldwide.
Wow.
The famous Macaulay Culkin scream, the "ah,"
Yeah.
he held that scream out longer than what was scripted, and they left it in because it was just too good. So
Oh.
that's a little fun little fact. The tarantula was real. That
Mhm.
was in the movie. When Joe Pesci's head caught on fire,
Yeah.
they had actually set his head on fire. He had a flame resistant cap on.
Yes.
Um, so that one is also funny. And then also about Joe Pesci, he refused to be around Macaulay Culkin on set. He wanted to be as intimidating as he possibly could for him, and so he didn't just hang out and was buddy buddy with Macaulay Culkin while they were filming. So that's kind of
Yeah.
fun.
I wish they would have used like the version of Joe Pesci from Goodfellas and made him
Oh
in the
my gosh.
movie. Could you imagine?
Well, that's kind of like, he's known for like cursing and stuff. And so,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And so instead of doing, the regular Joe Pesci, like he would be like he'll be like just using just random words, like instead of the F word in the movie.
Yeah, I remember them talking about that. It was really hard for him not to curse
Not to
because he
cuss,
was
like
he
he'd
just
be like
always
frigid.
yeah. Go frigid yourself. And let's also talk about it has so many amazing quotable lines that people
Oh
use
man.
forever. I mean, the first one is "I made my family disappear,"
Yeah,
and
made my family
"I made my family
disappear.
disappear," and he starts running around, cheering around the house. I'm trying to think of the other classic lines from that movie is, "Oh, I'm not afraid anymore," when he goes down
I'm
and
not afraid.
screams
Yes.
in the basement.
Merry
He walks
Merry
outside.
Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah, that one is great. I mean, they go on and on and on. But yeah, Home Alone, excellent choice. Good pick, Bill.
John Candy, did it as a favor. He basically got paid less than what a pizza costs to do that, and he kind of basically improv his all of his lines. He just did it as a favor because he was in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and
Oh yeah,
with John, so
I
they
love
were
John
friends.
Candy so much. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, he was
so sad.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I love that scene where she's sitting in the back of the truck and they're playing the polka music. Or he tries to introduce himself at the airport, like, "You don't know us?" We're like, "Polka, polka, polka," or, and he goes, she's like, "Nope, never heard of you."
Nope, never heard of
Um,
you. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, too late. But yeah, I think it's really funny. But Home Alone, classic.
Home Alone.
Again,
the girls love that one.
Again, this could easily be another
A
number
number
one.
one.
Yeah, for
absolutely.
a lot of people, and it probably is. So
Yeah.
we don't take away anybody's rankings out there. We're just saying like some of, and honestly, Billy, our list could have probably gone like 10 different ways, really, if we
Oh, a
thought
million.
about
Yeah, absolutely.
all the movies. But pinning it down to 3 that we love is kind of harder. Yeah. Any other fun facts? Are we good?
Okay. The brother's girlfriend. This is a good one. The brother's girlfriend, when they look at the picture and go, "Ooh, wolf."
Oh, yeah.
You know, that was actually a boy in a wig because they didn't want to you take a picture of a girl and say that and hurt their feelings. So they put a little boy in a wig.
That's really funny you say that, because every time I watch that, I think, oh, that poor girl is like on this show forever, is being hideous.
Nope. Yeah, they did that on purpose. They didn't want to do that to some little girl because that could give you like life problems as a
people would track you down the rest of your life. Yeah, I'm like, hey, you were the ugly girl that everyone went wolf to. Yeah.
So they just put a little wig on a boy.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's a nice little Easter egg. I didn't have any idea about that. Thank you, Billy.
You're welcome.
All right. Actually, that's gonna be one of our T-shirts. Billy dressed as the girlfriend from Home Alone.
You want me to recreate that picture, but I'm gonna leave my beard. And
exactly. So it's even worse. Like Teen Wolf. Anyhow, that's so far off.
I love it.
But so kicking it off to my number 2 is a classic everybody loves, and I can't get enough of watching this every single year. Is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I mean, come on. Like, everybody knows this movie. Like, this could classically be someone's number 1 favorite, and it probably should be. Fantastic. Talking about a quotable movie. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
So National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation came out in 1989. It was it's actually the 3rd installment of the National Lampoon's Vacation film series. Do you know what the other 2 were before that?
It's the theme park one. So that was just the National Lampoon's Vacation, right?
Right, the original, where they go to Wally World.
Yep, sorry. Moose should have told you out front.
Yeah.
And then it was Vegas before this one?
No.
Vegas was after. That's what I was thinking.
The second one was European Vacation.
The European, yes. Okay. So
yeah, they win on that quiz show and go to Europe and blah blah blah. So anyhow, so by this point, you know, the characters and actors are kind of established, except the children change every single time, right?
Absolutely,
Each movie is different children playing the same age. Do you know some of the famous people who were the children in the show?
Okay, so one of them, I don't know his name, but he played Preston in That Thing You Do. He was in the Vegas one. Oh, wait, wasn't the guy off of Big Bang Theory and Roseanne?
Yes.
He was one of the
Johnny
kids.
Galecki.
Yes.
Johnny Galecki. Yep.
And then Christina Applewhite.
Not this one. Not Apple.
She was in one of them though. I don't know which.
Did you say Applewhite?
Apple? Is it a heart? Is it heart?
I'm gonna let you figure that one out for a few.
I don't know. Christina, the blonde. She was in Anchorman.
It's Applegate.
Applegate.
I like Applewhite though. The other daughter was Juliette Lewis.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
She went on to do a lot of popular movies, especially
absolutely
end of the 80s. She did movies in the 80s and 90s a lot.
90s. Yep.
And then we have the classic Chevy Chase. Starring V. Clark Griswold, and then his wife Beverly D'Angelo played in the movie. But what was her name?
Oh, what was the mama's name? Oh,
I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to get you part of the story.
No, I don't remember her name. That's terrible. I've seen the movie a million times, but
are you sure?
I'm sure. You're gonna say it. I'll be like, oh, I could have guessed that. No, what was
Helen?
it?
Helen. Ellen. No, Helen.
Helen.
No, it's Ellen. It's Ellen.
Ellen.
Oh my God! I just totally panicked in the moment when I just called you out. Hold on. I have my notes here. Let me actually read those. Let's see.
Is it Helen or Ellen?
Now I'm really scared. I got this wrong.
Hold on. Just go to IMDb. Let me do that real quick. IMDb.
No, I'm asking Google. What's the wife's name in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? It was Ellen. I was right all along. I blew it.
You did.
Well, what a turn of the tables on me it was after making fun of you. I panicked in the
Exactly.
moment. So
That's right.
Clark and Ellen, but
Redemption.
they've played the same ones for the movies forever. I mean, but you've got some heavy hitters in the movie. You also have Randy Quaid, played by who? Or he played who in the movie?
Cousin Eddie, right?
Cousin Eddie, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this movie is just so classic for so many different parts of it. I mean, from the lines in the office where he's giving gifts to everybody and they're coming down the hallway and it's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Kiss his butt and kiss his butt. Kiss my butt. I didn't say butt. So we're trying to keep our family rating. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to get that E on there.
Yeah. And we got, the crappers fool outside.
The crappers fool. There you go. That's how you should say it. Yep. I've wanted to say that about 16 times, but I was like, I don't know if that word would get us an E.
I don't know. I have no idea what would get us an E on our rating, but we're trying to avoid it. What's some of your favorite lines from the movie?
Oh, the Quaid quote is just like, that's what just stands out. But I love the fruitcake that it was a membership. What was it? What was the
jelly of the month club?
The jelly of the month. Yeah. And they're expecting. He's like, I already bought my pool.
Yeah, he had. Yeah, that's amazing too. There's the parts of it. I love when he's out decorating the lights.
Yes.
Falls off the ladder and he stables himself to the thing. I love when the lights don't come on. I mean, any dad who has spent hours outside putting up lights and then they don't come on right. I so feel him when he starts kicking the Santa and the reindeer across the lawn. I felt that moment so much come alive in me as I became a dad and spent hours and did everything backwards and wrong. And I mean, I'm going through the same thing this year. I have lights on the timer. Timer's right, but they don't ever work. The timer never goes on, never comes on, stays on all day. Then I get the questions from my wife. What's wrong with the timer? Why are the lights still on all day? You're so smart. You rig up the lights.
Yeah, you go out there. It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold out there. But yeah, just there's so many different parts of the movie.
The Christmas tree catching on fire.
Yeah. Or just when they get the Christmas tree, when they go cut it down.
Oh, funny story. My dad and I did that when we lived in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. We went and chopped down a tree illegally, got it home. I'll have to find a picture. If I can find a picture, I'll post it to social media.
Okay.
But the top of the tree, we just had to cut off. It just was on the roof. It was horrible. Horrible. But yeah.
Big tree, a lot of sap.
Yeah. That actually was real life for me when I was a kid.
Well, you remember the scene after the tree when they're up in the bedroom and he's reading the magazine and everything's sticking to his hands and sticking to her hair because his hands are covered in sap. I just saw an article when I was reading this, or a clip. It's like that was completely Chevy in the moment. He didn't have anything. He had nothing on his hands. It was just like an improv moment. Just pretending getting stuck on her hair was all the thing. So
I love it.
So many classic things. It was actually based on a huge short story called Christmas 59. It was published in National Lampoon. It tells a story, good old-fashioned Christmas he's trying to have for the family and all the lengths he goes to as a crazy dad to make sure he has fun with all those things. Let's see. I'm trying to see what it grossed. It said it performed well at the box office, grossing $73.3 million.
Okay.
Against a budget of only $25 million. And then could you imagine the residuals on these movies year after year?
Christmas time.
Countless. Oh my gosh, the amount of money they must make is just crazy.
Yeah.
Off of that. But that's definitely a number 2 for me. So many great people in the movie. Well, we didn't even talk about the neighbors next door.
I know, which has your girl from Seinfeld in it.
Yeah. Who is Juliet Louise Dreyfus.
Yep.
Right.
Dreyfus.
Yes. Why am I trying to pitch you the name and I'm totally choking on the name? Oh, laugh it up. Ho, ho, ho.
I got in your head.
I know. Get out of my head. I'm sick of messing everything up. But that's my number 2 for me. Billy,
Uh-huh.
what is your number one?
Okay, so let me set this up real quick for you.
Yeah.
The year is 2003. I um, I meet this beautiful tall brunette
Mm-hmm.
off of a website called hotornot.com. This is a true story.
Does Michelle know
Hot,
about her?
hotornot.com. And yeah, so I paid the $5 to get a membership with that website so I can get this girl's email. You know, I was a
Yeah.
junior in college, she was a freshman. We decided to meet up on a blind date,
Okay.
and we go see this Christmas movie, 2003. One of the best Christmas movies of all time, starring
Yes.
Mr. Will Ferrell. That is Elf. Oh,
Elf.
yep.
Elf up. Hey, before you get into Elf, I need just
Uh-huh.
a little more explanation on hotornot.com. Can you
Okay.
tell us what that
Yes.
was?
Okay, this is before Facebook. This is
Yeah.
even before MySpace. Okay, so this is
It's before Tom.
pre-social media. It is a website that was really popular, and you put your picture on this website. And yeah, you put your picture on this website, and people would rate you 1 out of 10, whether you're hot or not. It's a oh my goodness, it's very
That's a lot to put yourself out there on.
yes. Yeah. So yeah, 1 to 10, you put your picture on there and people will rate you, and then you have an average. Yeah, it's brutal. It is brutal. But they had an option to be like, "Do you want to meet me?" You said yes or no, and then I saw that she wanted to meet me, so I said yes, and it's like pay $5 for a membership fee. I'm like, "Here's my credit card." Because she was smoking hot. And
I'm
she was
looking up right now.
thankfully
Hot
real.
or Not does exist still.
Yeah.
It
I
goes.
wonder
Yeah.
if my profile's still on there.
Oh, if
I
it
don't
is,
know.
we're gonna find that and post that on social media for sure.
Oh, I had a crew cut back then. I was wearing like this,
You had a
yeah.
crew cut?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I've got to see pictures of
Well,
this.
see, what happened was I was a camp counselor when I took this picture, and I had
Yeah.
shaved my head for a mohawk on stage, you know, during one of the events or whatever.
That
And
sounds
so
about
that's
right.
after I got rid of my mohawk. So I had it, you know, first time I ever had a crew cut. But yeah, that was that picture. Looking
Okay.
fine and sexy.
Well, the Hot or Not, if we can find Billy's profile on there, we will
Yep.
post it. I'm kind of scared to go to the website because of.
Leslie,
But I don't know what hot
at?
or not means now these days. I don't want to go
Yeah.
to some porn site coming up on my computer or something. So
Yeah,
who
don't
knows?
pull
I might stay
wicked.
away from there. Anyhow, 2003, you met this beautiful woman and you took her to a
Yes.
date and saw the movie called
Yep.
Elf. Tell
Yes,
me
I
more
held her
about it.
hand. It was wonderful.
And that
But yeah,
is your today wife, right?
yes, it is. I ended up marrying her, so
Okay.
that's a good deal.
Happy ending to the story. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, but the movie itself was magical as well, starring Will Ferrell, and he is an orphan that accidentally gets into Santa's bag and lives at the North Pole and becomes a human elf. But he thinks he's a real elf. But when he finds out that he is not, he has to go to New York to find his dad, who is on the naughty list. So that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just trying to. He just brings that Christmas spirit to New York City that's lost its way.
Elf is so amazing, and that's another quotable movie too.
Such, hey buddy, hope you find your dad.
Dad.
You know who voiced that was Mr. Narwhal, who comes out of the ocean. That was voiced by the director and one of my favorites of all time, Mr. Jon Favreau.
Oh, really?
Yes, he directed that movie. Who also is now one of the creative directors in charge of all of Star Wars. Created The Mandalorian, and also played in one of my favorite movies of all time, which you know is just like a cult classic called Couples Retreat.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. Is one of my favorite all-time movies. We quote that movie all the time, but he's in that one. Yeah, but Jon Favreau is like my hero. He's plays Happy in Marvel. Yeah, and so he's just all over the place and just things that I love. He's involved. So if I ever get to meet John, I'm just gonna geek out.
I'll see if I can set that up for you.
Yeah, you should. He should come on the podcast. John, we're gonna have you and Channing Tatum
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
podcast.
Let's start promising these things so people would come download the episode. We're gonna have Channing Tatum, John Favreau is gonna be on here.
Yes.
But it'll be like a different spelling and be some random guy like Favreau with like 3 O's on the back. Favreau.
But
no, go ahead.
I do have some fun facts about the movie.
Please.
If just some little Easter eggs. Okay, so anytime that there was syrup or sugar in the movie, that was not just fake props. Will Ferrell actually put syrup on spaghetti and ate real syrup on spaghetti.
That is so disgusting.
The Jack in the Box scene where he's testing Jack in the Box things, and they pop out and they scare him every time. Well, there's the one at the end that doesn't pop, and then he's like, oh, like it's broken. That wasn't supposed to happen, and then it popped and it really scared him. So that was like a real thing that happened. It wasn't just for the movie.
Oh, I love that.
So that was great. The Gimbals was actually Macy's. They filmed it in Macy's, which that kind of where they got that vibe from.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. They filmed it in New York.
Yeah.
And there were real people in New York that didn't know that they were being filmed that just ended up in the movies. They had hidden cameras. And so he's just walking down the street eating the gum off of the rails as real people were watching. They wanted like real reactions, like people looking at him. And so, yeah, that was real people. So yeah.
I think I've heard that before. I think also the guy that he runs up to and screams Santa was also just a random guy wearing red walking down the sidewalk. It looked like Santa. So that makes sense now that you said that they did it with people who didn't know.
I wonder
if I did hear that was real.
Yeah, I wonder if they had to, like, after they got off like scene, they had to catch them, like the producers, and be like, "Hey, I need you to sign this release form or whatever, so you could be in this movie with Will Ferrell."
Who does not sign that paper? Come on,
right? I'm like, I want to be in the movie. Come on, here.
Let me.
I'm part of SAG.
Just a different kind of SAG, like saggy chest, saggy thigh. Whole different kind of SAG.
Yeah, but they did want to make they did want to make a sequel to it. And Will Ferrell turned down $29 million because, I mean, you don't want to ruin the magic with just kind of one of the sequels that kind of just plays off the original. He's done that in a couple of his movies before, where it's just kind of like a carbon copy,
right?
Where they try to do the same jokes over, and it's not as magical. And so, I'm glad that he preserved the magic, because Elf is just
classic. I mean, it's amazing.
It's Christmas,
so funny.
Yeah.
And then tell me about some of the they had some really heavyweight actors on this show. Very popular people.
Let's see. Kane, what's his first name? Is James his son, or was it James Kane?
James Caan.
Caan. Yeah. So he was the dad.
Yeah.
They had Zoe, but it's spelled with the Z-O-O, right? E-Y?
It's Zoe Deschanel.
Deschanel. Her sister was in Bones. They look exactly alike, but that girl can sing. Yeah, new girl.
His dad.
His elf dad was Bob
Newhart.
Newhart. Yeah, Bob Newhart. Yeah. I mean, classic.
And he's classic comedy. I mean, come on, Bob Newhart is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Elf again. Many quotes in that movie.
Oh, many.
You stood on a throne of lies.
He's an angry elf.
I love you. I love you. I love
you.
The angry elf. Where he just screams, Santa!
Santa!
I mean, there's so many amazing quotable things from Elf. And it's a good feel-good movie as well, right? I mean, nothing crazy. You can watch it with your family. And it's a good, repeatable movie. Now, have your kids seen Elf?
Oh, 100 times. That one is also, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
That one is, we've watched that already a couple times this year as well. See, that's the thing with the girls, though. I need to start introducing more movies, but they're in that phase of life where they find one movie and they will watch it every single day for a month straight.
Oh yeah, that age is completely different. I remember when our kids were that age. You latch onto a movie, and then you not only you see it with them like 50 times, but you hear it like in the house as you're walking around. And it's on again and again and again. Yeah. So yeah, it's just the way it rolls. But
Yep.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Let me get to my number one.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is a great one, but I don't know if it's like everybody's number one. If it would be on a ton of number one lists, I'm not positive, but we're gonna find out. So my number one is A Christmas Story.
That's right.
Absolutely classic. So I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can actually read some of these notes.
Okay.
That way, maybe I'm not guessing at people's names and getting them wrong constantly.
Right.
Just admit that I'm old and I can't see.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
so Christmas Story. It's a 1983 comedy film directed by Bob Clark, and it's based on the 1966 book "In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash" by Gene Shepard. It starred a family back in the 1940s, trying to have all these different misadventures during Christmas. And the head person in the show is played by Peter Billingsley, and he plays Ralphie. Ralphie's dead set on getting that Red Ryder BB gun. He's got to have it. And he's got his whiny kid brother, Ralphie, who's always whining and complaining about everything. Then he has dad. He's only named the old man in the movie. The old man, he's crazy. He's always battling the furnace in the basement, cussing like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Cussing.
Then you have the classic mom who's like the caretaker for everybody, babies the kids, and just that era of time. It's based in the 40s, so all the cars are different and old, and the clothing, the glasses, them going to school, and all the fun things that goes with that. But I think I have something for you, Billy, that you may not know, and it's
okay.
Disney. So the person who is the narrator on this show, The Christmas Story, the guy who narrates all of Ralphie's thoughts during the movie, you know what I'm talking about. His name was Gene Shepard. He also was a narrator of something very popular at Walt Disney World that I know you know and love.
Was it It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow?
Carousel of Progress, right? That's Gene Shepard. He's the same voice who narrates that as he does in The Christmas Story. So now when you go in there, you'll know. Or when you watch Christmas Story, you're going to hear all the facts about It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
That 100% is him. I'm just like, I'm playing that back in both in my head at the same time, and it matches up.
It matches up. Not only does it do it, but it's the same. He talks in the same cadence that he does in the movie.
That's fantastic. He talks about
Schwartz and his Humpmobile down the street.
Yes.
There's a kid in the movie named Schwartz also on A Christmas Story. But again, with this movie, you got the classic Fragile. You got the leg lamp. Yes. I mean, one of the favorite lines is when he was talking about the glow of electric sex in the window. It's just like Ralphie is stroking the lamp, and his mom's trying to keep him away from the lamp, but he goes out, and the dad makes sure the whole neighborhood sees the lamp. Again, like I said, then you have him battling the furnace. Then you have all the next door, his nemesis are the Bumpus's dogs. All those hillbilly dogs always break through his door.
End up eating the turkey.
Yeah, I mean, and then him trying to get the turkey every single day while they're cooking it. And she's like, "You're gonna get worms," and he still tries to eat it. Bumpuses come through on Christmas Day, knock the turkey on the floor, eat it all. So he tells them, "Get dressed. We're going out to dinner.
We're going out."
They end up in a Chinese restaurant eating duck. They have to cut the duck head off. Yeah, and they're singing rah 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 rah. One of the other parts I love in the movie is when he has to put on his gift from his aunt, and he's dressed in that pink bunny suit.
The bunny suit.
He's got the pink bunny suit pajama set on. Oh my gosh, I freaking love it. But even though it came out in 1983.
Good year.
Now widely considered a holiday classic because now since 1997 they started playing it 24 hours a day on TNT.
TBS. Yeah, is it TNT?
Well, that was in 97, and then TBS took over in 2004.
That's what I was thinking.
And they always have 24 hours of A Christmas Story. So even though it's like one of my favorite films of all time, I only allow myself to watch it on Christmas Day. That's it.
Now, do you pick it up in the middle and then watch it all the way through the middle again? Like because
whatever it's on, that's what you do.
And then you watch it. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. You pick it up when it starts or when you turn on the TV, and then you just go ahead and catch the next one to that point.
Over and over again. So the way we do it is the kids go to bed. It's different now. They're in their 20s, so it's
Right.
hard to send them to bed. But we make sure everyone's away, and as we have Christmas Story playing, as we're bringing all the gifts up from the basement or wherever they're placed in the house to start putting them out. And then in the morning, we don't have the TV on during present time or anything like that. Just some Christmas music, I think, playing in the background. I say I think, like I don't know, but yes, it was definitely Christmas music playing in the background. But we'll take a break, because as soon as we come down in the morning, we put in like a breakfast casserole, and then when that's ready, we stop, take a break, and then we watch more Christmas Story, and then whatever it's on for the rest of the day. And I actually have a Christmas Story mug that I only use on Christmas Day.
On Christmas, that's your mug.
It's a mug for the Christmas Story on it. So I'm very particular when I watch this movie.
Yeah.
But it is a classic one. There's so many funny lines in it. So it's great. I wouldn't say great acting. There's good acting in it. But it's enough to make you want to watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
They did come out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They tried a couple of things out. They did try to come out with some sequels to it. They were all really dumb. The only one that really stuck is the one they redid back in 2002. It was called A Christmas Story Christmas, and that was released on HBO Max. And that did, minus a few, have all the same original characters from the original Christmas Story. So all his buddies are grown up now. Scott Farkas, who we didn't mention about the movie, when he gets in the fight with Scott Farkas, he's in the movie grown up. Obviously, it's different parents and things like that. And I was so excited to watch this, Billy. I couldn't tell you, like, Leslie knew that I was like brimming to watch this movie. And I started watching it, and I was like, I stopped halfway. I was like, this movie is awful.
Oh, no.
I am so disappointed. But I had some people say, listen, you have to watch more of it. You need to give it more of a chance, get into it. So I did go back and watch the ending of it, and it's okay. They pay homage to a lot of the original things from the first movie. And they have their own little twist on it. But
did anybody get their tongue stuck to a flagpole?
I don't know. I don't remember, actually. I've only seen it one time.
Okay. I mean, I was just he's pulling this poor little kid's head.
I mean, yeah, we forgot the triple dog dare.
The triple dog dare
came from that movie as well.
And then you had the changing of the tire where Ralphie goes,
oh yeah, and they all go flying.
Wash his mouth out with soap.
Oh my gosh! And he spells out his poor friend as the one who told him these cuss words, even though it's his dad who cusses all day long.
The phone.
Schwartz was getting his. Yeah. So the soap, between that and the soap, and yeah. Anyhow, absolutely love that movie.
Yeah, it's so classic.
It is a classic. It makes me. I think because of that one, I like the nostalgia of like back in the 1940s for sure. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. But it really just makes me laugh every year. I laugh out loud at that movie, at the dumbest jokes over and over again. But yeah, it's become a tradition for our family to also watch it during Christmas time. But again, for me, my number one is A Christmas Story.
Exactly. And that's what makes Christmas movies so magical, is just the nostalgia of it. Like, you just remember, the magical years, and you remember just the feelings and everything. And so movies are a big part of that.
Yeah, huge part of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many honorable mentions for movies that we didn't bring up. I'm going to list a couple off here. One of my favorite ones is with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, called Four Christmases.
Okay, yeah.
You seen this one?
I don't remember any details, but I think we went and saw that at the theater a long time ago. So
I would suggest watch. Jon Favreau's in that one too.
I know, right?
Kick back to you on that one, but it is such a funny movie. It's one of my favorite ones to watch. Also, do you have some honorable mentions?
Okay. Well, here's the question: do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
100%.
I do too. 100%. And like, the biggest claim that it's not is that Bruce Willis said that it was not a Christmas movie. But I think he was just saying that for, it's like when people say you have to go at Epcot, you have to go to Mexico first, but the real answer is you go to Canada. You say it to rub people the wrong way.
You to go anti their opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, Die Hard is 100% a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny. Leslie hates movies like that. Like, she doesn't really care for the action stuff that much, but she will watch Die Hard. She will watch Die Hard Mother what? Yeah. Yeah, Die Hard is classic for sure. I actually over the last few days I've been watching Die Hard 2 and Die Hard 3.
Oh.
But actually Die Hard 3 is just called
With a Vengeance.
With a Vengeance. Die Hard with
Yep.
a Vengeance. Yeah. It's
Yep.
not called Die Hard 3. Then it gets crazy from there. It's like A Good Day to Die Hard, and then Live Free or Die Hard's another one, and his son is Shia LaBeouf, and yeah, it all just gets weird after that
Yeah.
point.
But the original 100% a Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, totally,
Yeah,
totally.
so that's on there.
Gosh, I was blanking on a couple I wrote
The
down.
Holiday with I love The Holiday with Jude Law, Jack Black.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. That one's
Kate
one's a fun
Winslet's
one.
in that movie as well.
Yeah, Kate Winslet. That's who I was looking for. I also like Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. We love that movie.
Know. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, it's so good. Like she finds out that she has an injury and she goes to get like an MRI or whatever, CAT scan or whatever, and the machine's broken and it does like this huge spot, and so they tell her that she only has like 2 weeks to live, and so she's saved her money the whole time, never does anything fun, so she just goes and blows all of her money on this lavish vacation over in Europe and during Christmas time and stuff like that. And so she becomes the star of the show. It's a great movie. So it's got LL Cool J in it as well.
Oh, then that's a win right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Holiday is a great one. Actually, there's one with Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni, and it's called A Family Man.
I love The Family Man. Yes.
Yeah. We just watched that the other night. That's one that always doesn't stay on like my radar all the time that I forget. I'm like, oh gosh, I love that movie. We have to watch it. But there's the Polar Express, right? That's an amazing Christmas movie. I mean, if you watch more than the Santa Claus 1, Santa Claus 2, and 3, people love, which we already talked about those. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head. I mean, there's the classics like A Wonderful Life.
Yes. Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah. So you have the classic older movies that I don't always watch. I don't know. I don't really get into all those all the time. That's a me problem, So
gosh.
But we have more to get at here before we let you guys go today.
Yes.
And so what we wanted to do to wrap this up today is we were thinking about Christmas presents. Billy and I were talking about this, and we thought, why don't we list like some of the most popular Christmas toys of all time going through like the decades, right?
Absolutely.
And so we're going to do that right now. I'm going to let Billy start. And I think you guys are going to be amazed like when these are like groundbreaking toys that we're going to talk about that came out. I think you're going to be really surprised about which ones came out when they did.
Yeah.
But Billy, I'm going to let you start with the 1920s on
1920s. Okay. So just picture this, we talked earlier about Jingle All the Way, right? And the craze to go get the Turbo Man doll. And so, in the 20s, some of the most popular toys that, were for Christmas. How about a radio flyer wagon? That red wagon,
Classic to this day.
Classic. The old yo-yo.
Oh, the yo-yo came out in 1920?
Yeah, it came out in the 20s. That was a big hitter. Pop-up books.
Oh, okay.
Bring a little 3D to your life.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And then another really popular one was chemistry sets.
Oh, yeah. Because why wouldn't you give your child a chemistry set?
That's right.
What could go wrong, right?
What could go wrong?
I remember having one of those, and like me and my brothers or friends making our own concoctions. God knows what we did. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
so Tim, what about the 30s? Do you want to
take it to the 30s? Yeah, some of the most popular ones was the stuffed Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
that was a big one. Yeah, here we go. Finger painting.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, somebody's like, we could trick people into painting with their own finger and not even sell them on paintbrush.
Yeah.
There was the sock monkey, which is now classic thing. Microscope set.
Yep.
Beach ball came out in the 30s.
Yes.
Red Ryder BB gun.
There we go.
In the 30s.
You'll shoot your eye out.
A classic also is Army Men.
Yes.
I mean, which is still classic to this day. And then the Viewmaster.
The Viewmaster.
clickety click click click. Yeah.
Love the Viewmaster. I love like going to restaurants that are like decade themed, and that's how you see
Yes.
the menu. You just kind of look through, and it shows the pictures of.
Can I just
Yeah.
say that I get grossed out thinking that person before me might have had pink eye or something, and then
Oh
we're looking
no!
through the same thing.
I never thought of that, but
Yeah, I'm kind
now
of
you've
have all the
ruined
problems.
it. You've ruined it. I'm gonna
Well,
bring my own Viewmaster
you're
to
married to a
restaurants.
doctor. She could take care of you, or I don't
Yeah,
know. It seems like she might just make fun of you. Actually,
she might. She might.
what do we have for the 40s? What's some of the classics?
1940s. Some of the big ones. Bubbles, like bubble solution.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that
that's
one
huge.
was a huge. The Slinky.
Oh my
My
gosh, yeah.
girls got a Slinky, like a huge Slinky, and when I showed them that it could walk down the stairs,
Did it blow their mind?
blew their minds. The Magic 8 Ball.
Oh wow.
Does she love me? Oh no.
Ask again.
Ask again. And then here is one of the most popular toys of all time in the
Yeah.
1940s. Still popular to this day. I actually have to go to Target today and pick up a set. Legos. Yep.
Killing parents' feet since
Yeah.
1940s.
And Michelle has put our Legos, like the thing that holds all the Legos, it's in our room for some reason. I can't tell you how many times that the girls have left something out, just one random piece, and I'm walking to the bed in the dark and I step on. That is so. We gotta. I gotta move that.
Why is that the most painful thing ever? I don't know.
Oh, it's horrible. It is
horrible. Let me kick to the 50s. There were a lot of things that came out in the
50s,
so
man. 50s was like the Renaissance, like where it just blew up.
Exactly. So I'm going to go through these quickly. We have the water balloon.
Oh yeah, huge.
Silly putty.
Yep.
Fisher Price Little People.
Oh, we spent so much money on those.
Right. Paint by numbers kit.
Mm-hmm.
The classic Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. The wiffle ball.
Yep.
Matchbox cars.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things ever is the Pez dispenser.
Oh, so good.
And this poor guy who got stretched to his limits, Gumby.
Gumby.
We had Gumby, and then we had Play-Doh, the Tonka truck, Frisbee, a two-handed pogo stick. What makes me think, was there only a one-handed pogo stick?
What is a one-handed pogo stick?
That's just called in the hospital. Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I was like, what? And then some really huge ones, the hula hoop,
Barbie made her debut in the 50s. Yep.
The troll doll. Everyone knows a good old troll. Put them on your pencil, spin their heads. Chatty Cathy, and then of course for the boys, the fake vomit.
Oh,
all in the 50s.
All in the 50s.
The 60s, man, you got some big ones in the 60s.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's break this down. Starting it off strong with the Etch Sketch.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Barbie needed a boyfriend, and so Mr. Ken.
Yeah.
He made his debut in the 50s. The thing that broke a lot of kids' arms, slip and slides.
You're right.
Put a little dish soap on it and make it fun.
Do you know the comedian Dane Cook?
Yes.
He talked about using it growing up, and he said they called it slip, slide, and tear your anus. He said you just come flailing down that thing. And of course, underneath the slip and slides like rocks and twigs and roots.
Absolutely. And you hit that stick or you hit that rock right on the knee. It's horrible. Oh,
sorry.
You got the chatter telephone.
Okay.
You got the G.I. Joe.
Oh,
I mean,
my gosh,
come on now.
Full.
And then giving kids salmonella, you have those easy bake ovens, baking things with light bulbs.
Of course.
Creepy crawlers. I loved creepy crawlers.
Yeah.
Yep. Rock and Sock'em robots.
Oh, yes.
Barrel of monkeys. Remote controlled cars. That was.
Can I tell you something about Barrel of Monkeys?
Yes.
So me and my brother used to own a DJ business.
Yeah.
My name was DJ Timmy Tim, just so you know. And anyhow, we did this one wedding, and it was try to be nice. It was very low budget, and the reception was at a holding room at a county fair place. It was kind of
okay.
Anyhow, we did the ceremony as well. And then, so they had an archway to stand under.
Yeah.
Under the archway, they had a barrel of monkeys connected from side to side, hanging down low. I
Oh,
was like,
fun.
this is a classy wedding. And then they
That's
toasted with Mountain Dew. So anyhow, that
hey, roll Tide.
I'm sorry, I had to tell my story about barrel
Uh,
monkeys. Go ahead.
that's perfect. The Light Bright made its debut in the
Wow.
60s. Yes. And then Hot Wheels.
Oh, huge. Those are so
Yep.
collectible.
Yep. Yep. And then you have the Playmobil
Mhm.
and then the Barbie Dream House.
Nice.
We
Also
have 2 of those in our what used to be supposed to be my man cave media room has turned into Barbie Central with two Barbie houses, mansions, and then you have all
Billy's
the
a
Barbies.
Barbie girl
That's
in a
right.
Barbie world.
Uh,
Alright, sorry I sang for you guys. Alright, we're gonna pick this pace up a little bit.
all
In
right.
the 70s, it was the Nerf football,
Yep.
Paddington Bear,
Paddington, yes.
Baby Alive, my favorite thing to say, Shrinky Dinks, the good old Shrinky Dinks, the Rubik's Cube,
Oh, that's
Rubik's
huge.
Cube. A huge Stretch
Yep.
Armstrong.
Yep.
Everyone liked that Stretch Armstrong. Star Wars action figures came out in the
Oh, come on.
70s. I
Come
mean,
on.
and blew the world away.
That's right.
You had Simon
Mhm.
Says game. You had Speak and Spell,
Okay.
and they had Star Trek electronic phasers was a big thing in the 70s.
Ooh. The Speak and Spell, is that what ET uses to call home? Is that
I
or
don't
something
know.
similar to that? It's like that little thing that you key in the words and it
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
Dane Cook also talked about Speak and Spell in his thing. He said it was like speak and spell and hear back from a demon. You type in and be like, A-E-I kill you, you know. Because you think about the words that they came back, it was really like
Yes.
deep and disturbing. Okay.
All
Kill
right.
us with the 80s, Billy.
The 80s. Okay, the decade that I made it into this world. 1983, the top toy. Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh my gosh.
Huge.
People trampled each other at stores over Cabbage
This
Patch
was
Kids.
I think
Like,
this was one of the
literal
first
fight.
ones like where people were like throwing elbows or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. Polly Pocket.
Okay.
Yep. Slap bracelets, which are so
Oh.
huge. I bought a couple of them the other day. This was one of my favorite things that I still have a ton of them. It's probably worth some money now, but Master of the Universe, He-Man action figures.
I am He-Man by the power of... Sorry.
Love He-Man was my absolute favorite. I actually gave myself a He-Man haircut when I was like 3. Which
well, 3, okay, you can get away with that, but
not the best. Glowworms,
Mhm.
Care Bears.
Oh yeah.
My Little Pony. This is some heavy hitters.
These are heavy hitters.
Transformers.
Oh my gosh.
1985. This was Michelle's year. Teddy Ruxpins.
Oh yeah.
Snoopy Snow Cone Maker.
Yeah.
Pound Puppies. I do remember Pound Puppies. We have also one of my favorites. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures.
Oh my gosh.
Skip-Its. Oh man, we had Skip-Its. You know, we attach it to one of your leg and kind of see how many times you can go. Glow sticks and wrestling buddies.
Oh my gosh, 80s had it all. Let's go back.
Absolutely.
All right, we're almost done. Let me tackle the 90s here.
Yep.
Some of the things came out were Little Tykes Log Cabin, Little Tykes Cozy Car, a bunch of Little Tykes. The Super Soaker.
Super Soakers.
Love those. Still love those.
Yes.
Beanie Baby, which started a huge craze.
Yes.
It became insanely collectible, and now they're pretty much just garbage now.
Worthless.
But people would fight over Beanie Babies like crazy.
Thinking they're going to be a millionaire and nothing. Yeah.
They're just going to be a failure is all. Buzz Lightyear came out in the 90s. Yeah,
that's right.
Mean, classic. Everyone wanted Buzz Lightyear. The American Girl doll, which that's $1 billion empire right now. Tickle Me Elmo, which was another... Billy, I'm not going to tickle you like Elmo. But that was another huge craze that people fought over in stores. Tickle Me Elmo. Matter of fact, they didn't even expect them to be very popular, and they were gone like that. So it's a big one. And then the Furby was huge, which was such a weird little thing, but that was a very one that people also fought over. And then we got the 2000s.
Yep. Bratz dolls come out.
Yep.
They're not my favorite, but the girls love them, of course.
My daughter loved Bratz dolls too.
Yeah. Zuzu. I don't know what those are. What's a Zuzu?
What are Zuzu? Maybe we're like out of touch here.
And then Mindflex. I don't even know what that is. So those were some of the popular ones in the 2000s. I guess that's just after. I guess I got out of the, because I was in college then.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Well,
really I have another one that goes through some of the more popular ones in 2000 also.
Yeah.
So we had the Xbox 360, which was huge.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
And then the next juggernaut, the Nintendo Wii. I mean, that was massive.
Can I talk about how I'm still scarred from the Nintendo Wii? I had.
Is it when you did the fitness test?
Wii Fit, and you step on the scale and it goes, "You're obese."
You're obese.
What the? Come on, man.
We had the same thing. Every time I'd get on, it's like, "You're obese." I'm like, "You go to hell."
Exactly.
Pounding on that thing. Yeah. I'm
also I love my Wii. It was awesome.
There also was Guitar Hero came out.
Yes. Oh man.
All the Wall-E toys from the movie Wall-E were super popular. Angry Birds. I mean, come on, that was huge.
Yep.
2010 came the iPad.
Oh man.
Super huge, popular. Let's see some other ones that were big. 2015 says the Shopkins toys. I'm not sure what Shopkins toys are. It's just plastic figurine.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2016 was Hatchimals with a little
Hatchables. Yeah. Oh, we had some of the Hatchables. Yeah, those still play now.
You know those. So you don't have any kids old in these time frames. What about fingerlings? Do you know what those are?
I don't know what that is. No.
All right. There was also the Baby Shark official song puppet from
okay.
Baby Shark. We're not going to go through this whole song.
Nope.
There was let's see. And then 2022, the big one was Squishmallows.
Yes, we have so many Squishmallows. I think actually I heard the Amazon car pull up, throw some packages at the door just a second ago. I bet you there's a Squishmallow out there. We're expecting one.
Disney do their own line of Squishmallows, right?
Oh yeah.
I remember those were super popular. I remember a year ago, people, or I guess 2 years ago, fighting over them at Costco because they
man. Just the pillow, guys. Like, come on.
I know, but it's like what you want to have for your kid, right? They expect.
I guess so. I guess that's what it. Yeah. I guess you got to do what you got to do.
So that's a rundown of some of the most popular toys from decades all the way up to the 2000s. I'm sure you guys have your favorites from that list. We want to hear from you. Please post on our social media.
And I want to know, what was the most popular toy in the year you were born? So let us know. We'll do some kind of social media post though.
Can I just tell you what mine was? And it's the lamest one ever. Billy had Cabbage Patch Kids come out.
Yep.
Mine in 1975 when I was born was the Pet Rock. Come on. Pet Rock. Seriously. Followed up by the Pet Garbage Bag and followed up by the Pet.
I love it. I love it.
But this was a lot of fun today, getting into the movies, some of the toys. Hope they bring back some like good memories for you with the movies with your families and
absolutely
the nostalgia of the toys. But like we talked about earlier in the podcast, this isn't it. We're getting in. This was just two that we know were really big. We're gonna get into all things Christmas on our next episode. So
we're getting festive, y'all.
We're getting festive. Billy's gonna have the ho 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 going next week. Who knows what I'll be wearing, but we just want to thank you for joining us for another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. Please go follow us, subscribe on all the podcast catchers out there. We would love a 5-star written review on Apple. That really helps boost our egos, and mostly the biggest thing, though, is it gets us out in front of more people. Right, Billy?
That's right. And that's what we want. We want to be out with the people.
Yes, we want to be where the people are. We're going Little Mermaid now, singing. Anyhow, thank you for joining us again. We'll see you next week with all things Christmas.
Yes.
Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.